Sometimes the argument for housing gets reduced to single-family NIMBYs and luxury multifamily housing, YIMBYs, with no conversation about rebuilding public housing. This, of course, is an event organized by the National Public Housing Museum. So how do we bring public housing back into the conversation? Or another way, I guess, to add to that would be, what role do you feel public housing can play in creating the kinds of communities that you talk about?
Well, public housing today, as you know better than we do, has primarily shifted to a voucher system, which is not the creation of buildings where public housing residents live together, but the issue of vouchers, called Section 8 vouchers, that subsidize the rentals of people who can't afford market rate housing. There are many, many reforms. This is all a local issue, and there are so many ways that we describe in the book that a local action group could press to reform the way the Section 8 program is administered. That would do a great deal to redress segregation. One of the reforms that we talk about is an experiment that the federal government started that allows the adjustment of vouchers to be higher in areas of higher opportunity. Right now, the Section 8 voucher program, mostly in most cities, concentrates voucher holders in low-income segregated neighborhoods because that's all the voucher can support. If you provide a higher voucher in more expensive neighborhoods, more voucher recipients will get better housing in neighborhoods with more resources. There are some cities, I know, has Chicago adopted a small area fair market rent standard?
Ann McKenzie's here. Michelle, yes. Yes, and of course you know, because you used to work on Gautreaux, right? We've had a long history of mandating some desegregation with our public housing, but yes.
All right, well, even if it has, I am quite confident that the entire metropolitan area doesn't have that kind of system. And this is something that local civil rights grassroots activists could organize to get to happen because it's all within the purview of local housing authorities. And that would do an enormous service to public housing eligible families to enable them to afford housing in what we refer to as higher opportunity communities.